one of the most common comments I've had on the channel since our rebrand recently has been that it's my fault that you've got back into collecting Pokemon cards again. And believe me, every time I hear it, it's brilliant. I love hearing it. But that might not be enough anymore, because it's not enough just to get you back in to collecting Pokemon. I want to get you into playing the Pokemon TCG as well. And as far as I'm concerned, the single best product, best value product to learn to play the Pokemon TCG is the Battle Academy. And they've released a new one for 2022. And we're going to open it up in this video and have a look at it. Hello folks, and welcome back to another Pokemon TCG video here on the channel. I'm Kevin. If you are enjoying all the Pokemon collecting content on the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, and of course, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video. It lets me know that you like this kind of thing. In this video, we are going to be unboxing and taking a look at the brand new Pokemon Battle Academy 2022. I actually bought the original Battle Academy for my kids about 6 weeks ago. They took it to their mum's house and have been loving it. So this is going to be going to them once I've had a look through and shown you what's in here, because they are properly getting into playing Pokemon, and that is really cool, because when they're here, they can play Pokemon with me, and that is great. But in addition to that, once we've had a look through that, we're also going to be opening up this box, which is something I ordered months ago that has finally arrived. It is Pokemon themed, and I haven't seen it yet. The box is still sealed. I cannot wait to get it open, have a look at it. We'll have a look at that together later on in the video as well. But first, let's jump to the overhead camera and have a look to see what we've got here in the 2022 Battle Academy. So the box is slightly different from the box that we had for the previous one. It features the three main Pokemon that we've got in the box. There's three decks in here. There's a Pikachu deck, a Cinderace deck, and an Eevee deck. I think on the previous one, it was Charizard. I want to say Charizard, Pikachu, and Mewtwo. I am ready to be corrected on that down in the comment section. I never actually played it myself. I just bought it and gave it to the girls, and they took it back to their mum's house. So didn't really get to have a proper look at that one. But as soon as I knew there was a new one for this year, I decided it was time to jump in. It's got the play levels listed on there that all of the pre-built decks and things have. So this is very much an entry-level product. It's got 3 decks inside, so it can be played by 2 players. It's got everything you need for 2 players to play from ages 6 and up, and it contains literally everything you need to get started playing the Pokemon TCG. So the full box contents that we've got in there, as I said before, 3 complete Pokemon TCG decks, full 60 card decks. I mean, they're not great decks. You're not going to go and win massive tournaments with them and stuff, but the key thing is they're balanced with each other. So whichever one of the 3 decks you choose, and whichever one your opponent has got, you can have a competitive game against them, where it's not just going to come down to who's got the best cards. They're designed specifically to balance with each other, so you can have an enjoyable board game style experience, but also learn the mechanics of playing the TCG. They are all genuine Pokemon cards. Nothing has been watered down or changed to make it fit into the Battle Academy, to fit into a board game. This is Pokemon TCG. It's just all packaged up nicely for £20, so it looks like a board game. So if nothing else, you're getting 3 complete playable decks for £20, and you get the online code to be able to take those 3 decks and play them online as well. So if you are completely new, I would recommend playing the game online. Is a great way to learn for free. And as soon as you're ready to start spending some money and playing the real thing, this is your great first starting point. It allows you to expand what you've got online. And also, like I say, you can just take this box around to a friend's house or get it out and play with your kids, and you've got everything that you need to enjoy the Pokemon experience. So each deck also has a V Pokemon, just the one Pokemon V. We've got a Cinderace V, a Pikachu V, and an Eevee V. The Eevee deck, which is considered to be like the deck that you graduate to, from what I understand. It says there you can choose Cinderace or Pikachu, lead them to battle in a head-to-head battle against another trainer, and then you can switch up the decks and introduce the Eevee to face either of them. So the idea is you start with Cinderace or Pikachu and then progress on to playing with Eevee. Eevee has 2 copies of a Galarian Obstagoon promo card, which, you know, if you're a collector, the promo cards, they're only in these boxes. So it's almost worth, even if you're just a collector, if you're a completionist, there's stuff in here that you need. I'm not saying get it just to collect. There's no real value to the stuff that's in here, but it is a fun game as well. It can go in the cupboard with your Monopoly and your Cards Against Humanity and whatever else might be in there. You get a set of instructions. You also get guidebooks that show you how to play each of the 3 decks. That's really cool and really important. For each of the 3 decks, it shows you rough kind of strategy and ideas of how you can play that deck and learn the mechanics of how your deck works. You get a game board to play on, which I'll show you in a second, deck boxes for each of the 3 decks, a rule book for the game, a metallic coin, and some damage counters, and as mentioned, the code to be able to play the game online. So let's get this box open and have a look at everything that is inside it. If we just pop off the cellophane, stick that down there, and then open it up. Nicely packaged up, board game style, which I really like. So we start things off with a read this first, and it's just basically explaining what all the different component parts are, I guess. If you're completely new, worth a read. If you've played Pokemon before, you probably know what you're doing. And then in true board game style, we start off with a board to play on. So the board, I'll show this on the main camera because it's massive. How do we get into frame? There we go. So you've basically got 2 sides of a play mat that shows you where to put your active Pokemon, your benched Pokemon, your discard pile, your deck, your prize cards, and then it's got the opposite on the other side of the board, which is really cool. What I also really like about this, what you can do on your turn, it's right there in front of you. So again, if you're learning the game, it just takes you through what you need to be able to do to be able to play the game. So you start your turn with drawing a card, then you can put Pokemon on your bench and you just take it through step by step and then pass it back over to the opponent for their turn. I think it's really cool that it takes you through step by step exactly what's involved in playing the game, which is awesome. You've then got the guide booklets for the 2 main decks, the Cinderace deck and the Pikachu deck. And then we've got the Cinderace and the Pikachu decks. We'll have a look at those in a second. We've got some little cardboard pop out damage counters. Obviously, as soon as you get, I'll probably stick in here for the girls just a couple of the ones that you get in Elite Trainer boxes. The cardboard ones aren't great, but they're fine. Board game style, they're fine for a starting point. You've got the rule book that takes you through all the rules of how to play the game. It does not need to be as daunting and long as this appears to be. You can very much pick it up by playing the basics, but if you want to then go and get a little bit more detail, it's all in here. So if you start having arguments and disputes with your people that you're playing with, it's all in there to help you settle those. And then we have the Eevee deck in the bottom, very cool coin featuring the 3 main Pokemon that are featured in this set, which is a nice coin. The online code, which presumably does give you the 3 decks. I'll put that in online and we'll double check that, but I think that's what that does. So we'll look at the Eevee deck last, because that's the one that you graduate to. We don't actually have a deck tutorial for the Eevee one. So like I said, you start off with the 2 basic decks that have got the tutorials, and then they kind of easing you into the next phase of your development by, well, here's a deck that we're not going to tell you how to play. Figure it out. And I think that's quite cool. So we have a look at the guidebook for the Pikachu deck. We're not going to go into too much detail on the 2 of these. Wow, the deck is already in a specific order so you can do the tutorial. That is awesome. That is very cool. They've got videos to go with the tutorial as well. So don't shuffle the deck initially. And it just takes you step by step through how to set up the game and how to set up this particular deck. And then, because they've got it in a specific order, what to do to take you through your first turns. That is really cool. So we've got first turn, second turn, third turn, fourth turn, and then not actually as much. I actually thought you'd get a little bit more of a how to play the deck in there. You don't. It literally is to take you through a tutorial, 4 or 5 hands, so you play one against the other with the tutorial, which I guess is fine. I was hoping for maybe a little bit more depth, but let's it's supposed to be basic, I guess. You don't want people playing with loads of tactics and depth and stuff, I guess. So let's have a look through what you actually get in the decks. Each deck comes with the 1 V card And then you've just got a load of other cards to make up a deck that complements that V. So this is the Cinderace V deck. So, of course, we have the Cinderace V, which is, I mean, to be fair, it's a nice snazzy card. I like the card. It looks very cool. And it's actually got the number specific. It shows that it's a Battle Academy card, and they're numbered for the Battle Academy by the looks of it. That's Battle Academy card 60, 57, 56. So as well as having their actual numbers in the sets that they were originally part of, which they have, you can see which sets they came out of, as you can with any of these cards. It specifically identifies it as a Battle Academy one and what number it is in the set as well. So I like that. I'm not going to take these out of order, so I want the girls to be able to play through the tutorial as they want to. But these are all cards that we've seen in recent decks. The one issue that we had with the previous Battle Academy, because of when they got it, it's like a 3-year-old box. I was actually originally gifted one at Summer in the City the last time I was there, so it would have been 2019. The Pokemon company were there mooching around with all of the creators, handing stuff out, and I got a whole bunch of Pokemon TCG stuff that I just ignored at the time, one of which was that original Battle Academy, and I just gave it to Sheepdog for him to play with his kids at the time, because I had that little interest in playing the TCG. But yeah, it was because it was so old, it didn't have V's in there. It was GX's. They had all the cards were a little bit older. They were from older sets. Even the energy cards have got the unique numbering on, so you know exactly where they sit in the order specifically for the Battle Academy, which I think is very cool. Got a whole bunch of energy in at the end there, and there we go. So very much a fire deck there for Cinderace, which is labeled as for player 1. So I guess we keep that out for player 1. Then we've got player 2 is the Pikachu deck. And then, yeah, it says on the Eevee box that the Eevee box is the advanced deck. So I like the way they've done it. I think it is clever the way it's all been set up. So the Pikachu deck, as you would expect, as the Pikachu V, as the first card on there, and then just a nice selection of trainer cards that are all current. These are all current legal cards in the TCG as it stands at the time of release, which the point I was trying to make before is the good thing about that means that once you've learnt to play using the Battle Academy decks, you can then take some of these cards. Like Great Ball is a really useful card to play. You know, it's a card that you would want. I've got that in most of the decks that I've built. You're going to want Great Ball. Hop is a useful card for sure. Obviously, energy cards are all the same. We know all about how energy cards can be used across multiple decks and all that kind of stuff. So it gives you that starting point. And these are all cards that you can then go and use in the first deck that you build. You don't have to go out and buy 60 fresh cards. You can start replacing some of the bits and pieces that you've got in your deck and build it out and make it better, which is really cool. So the third one, the advanced deck, we have the EVV, which these ones aren't numbered. They're just shown as being part of the EV deck. This one is a promo card, and it's a very pretty card as well. And then we've got a bunch of energies. There should be a lot of energies in here. So there should be those other promos as well. There was a couple of other I forget what the other promos were, but there was supposed to be there you go, the Galarian Obstagoon. They were the other 2 promos. So we've got those in here as well. So 2 of those. And then again, lots of complimentary Pokemon and trainers. That learning to use these kind of trainers and these Pokemon, these are all transferable skills that you can then take into maybe getting a level 2 deck, a pre-built deck, or a level 3 deck even. We've got the Calyrex decks that are coming out very, very soon, which are level 3 decks. Or just building a deck of your own or trying something else out. And, you know, I think it's a really, really cool set. It is awesome. Like I say, it's only £20. That is, I mean, for context, £20 is the same price as getting a 2-pack of battle decks. And then you just get the decks, and it's only 2. And you don't get the board, you don't get all the nice instructions and the tutorial. Although the decks are fairly straightforward and easy to use, you don't get that little bit of extra hand-holding to show you around the early stages of the game. This is absolutely perfect If you're a completely new player, you have no idea where to begin, maybe you've started collecting the odd card here and there off the back of these videos, and you're keen to give the game a try, you think it's something that your kids would enjoy, you want to play with your friends, or whatever it might be, use it for your board game night. 20 quid? I mean, it's cheaper than most board games. I think it's great. Battle Academy. Go get it. It's really, really cool. But you know what else is really cool? Hopefully. The thing that is in this additional box. Those of you who follow my Football Manager channel will have a good idea of what this is, because it's something I actually ordered as part of a brand deal that I did back in January. I did a brand deal with Pouch, the online discount code company. This isn't an advert. This isn't a branded thing. If you want to know about Pouch, you can go back and watch that video if you can find it. But there was basically a whole load of websites I could choose from and had to show the discount code thing working. And I just went to the Converse website because I needed a new pair of trainers. And while I was there, this was before I even got back into the Pokemon TCG, or into the TCG for the first time. I was playing a lot of Pokemon on the Switch. We'd just had Brilliant Diamond had come out a couple of months before. I think Arceus had released like that week. I was all in on playing Pokemon on the Switch and had been for a good few months at that point. But I hadn't got into the TCG yet, but I was, like, my Pokemon phase had already begun. And I noticed that there was a Pokemon tie-in on the Converse website. And it wasn't just Pokemon Converse. You had the option to do custom Pokemon Chuck Taylor high tops. These are like the shoes that I've lived in for the last 20 years. I've had a couple of customs before. I had some custom Batman ones that Anna got me for my birthday a few years ago, which were really cool. But you basically had the option to choose whatever generation of Pokemon you wanted. You could put your name on them. You can choose the colors. You could choose the designs. You could choose the patterns. And I sat there for like an hour designing these shoes. I can't even remember what I chose, but I'm hoping these are awesome. The one thing I think I remember is I think I chose Gen 1 Pokemon because I'm a 90s baby. Gen 1 is my generation. But I have no idea what these shoes are going to look like. It's so long ago since I ordered them because they were custom made to my design. And I am very excited to see what we end up with. Let's just get one of them out. All we can see at the moment is that side of the shoe. So there's nothing particularly Pokemon-y about that side of the shoe. I can't believe I chose the black banding. I've never had them black there before. They've always been white there before. You can see we've got the Pokemon styling on the Converse logo and on the eyelets for the laces, which is very cool. If we slowly reveal what else we've got, we should have on the back Lelujo embroidered into the back, which is very, very cool. And then there are my Gen 1 Pokemon, which are really, really cool, just on the side of the shoe. And you could pick all of these colors. I chose the black and white effect because I guess I wanted something really cool. It's actually got the numbering of the 4 Pokemon that it's got featured on there, which is really cool. I'm so into the Gen 1 starters at the moment. I've actually got myself some, I ordered these off of eBay, some of the base set Gen 1 starters that I'm going to have the 3 of them framed. So like I say, these are my Pokemon. I played Pokemon Blue to death back in the day and love the fact that I've now got some Pokemon shoes. I picked the style of the tongue, of the pattern on the inside. Again, you could have gone more colorful. You could have picked any generation. It's got the Pokemon Celebrations logo in there in the bottom as well. So I didn't even know what Pokemon Celebrations was at the time. But you can see it's got the 25th anniversary right in there. I need to catch the camera and the light at the same time. Show you in the bottom there. There you go. We've got the Celebrations thing. And I think that is one of the coolest shoes I've ever owned. Obviously, there's a pair as well. Expect to see me wearing these at Comic-Con in the summer. My Pokemon custom Chuck Taylor All-Star high tops. They're very cool. I don't think you can buy them anymore. I think they were available at the time. And now they're not. I don't think. You could try the Converse website, but presumably they're done. There's the other one to show they are a pair. There are 2 of them. And I am very excited to get to show them off. all summer long. It means I don't have to wear those uncomfortable Jordans I got last year when I was having my midlife crisis. Says the man surrounded by toys. My midlife crisis is finished. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for loads more nerdy collecting content and stuff like this, and those upcoming Comic-Con vlogs where you can see me in these sexy Pokemon shoes. And thank you very much for watching.